Welcome to this week's tutorial on how to use Articulate Storyline. Today's video will focus on introducing you to the ribbon and tabs at the top of the screen. Let's get started. Before we begin, you must understand there are two distinct views within Storyline: Story View and Slide View. The Story View allows you to see the entire course and flow from one slide to the next, while the Slide View allows you to go in and develop or edit each individual slide. Though they have the same tabs, they have different functionality and options available to you. This video will only discuss the Story View's Ribbons tabs and functionality. We will discuss the Slide View's Ribbons tabs and functionality in a different video. One of the features users like about Storyline is its familiar functionality and layout. You will find that if you have general experience working with any of the Microsoft Office products, Storyline's user interface will look familiar to you. When we are talking about the ribbon and tabs, we are referring to the area at the top of the screen. The ribbon runs the width of the screen and contains each of the view's tabs. These tabs are File, Home, Insert, Slides, Design, Transitions, Animations, View, and Help. In Story View, you are working to program the entire lesson. You can move slides and create rules for the entire learning experience. This is why a significant number of the options available to you will be grayed out and unavailable for you. Moving from left to right, the first tab is the File tab. When you select the File tab, a pop-up window will appear. This is different than the other tabs. Here you can start a new project, open an existing project, translate your course into a different language or dialect, import an existing project into this project, save the project or save the project with a different name, print your document as a Word document, send your project to someone via email, publish your project, or close out of your project. You will also see a list of your recent projects that you can select and quickly open without browsing for the exact location. The next tab we come to as we move from left to right is the Home tab. Here you start to see both visible and grayed out icons in the ribbon. For each of the remaining tabs, the ribbon will be broken into sections. The Home tab has 5 sections: Clipboard, Scenes, AI Assistant, Slide, and Publish. The clipboard acts just like the clipboard you are used to. Except in Story View, you can use it to copy, cut, and paste individual slides, or a group of slides, which Storyline calls scenes. If you do not have anything selected for copying, the paste option will be grayed out and unavailable. The Scenes section controls each of the scenes you have created. In this section, you can add a new scene or assign which scene will be the lesson's starting scene. When you select a scene and then the index icon, you are able to renumber that scene to whatever number you wish. This can be a quick and easy way to reorder your entire lesson. The next section is the AI Assistant. Here you can use generative AI to create a whole quiz, individual questions, or a summary or review slide based on the content you've created. The fourth section is the Slide section. Here you will be able to add a new slide to a scene, change the layout to multiple slides across multiple scenes, reset the look and layout of a slide or slides, and duplicate a slide. Also within this section, you can create a screen capture video using the Record screen icon. Finally, we have the Publish section. You can change settings to the player, which is the learner's user interface with the lesson. You can preview a slide, whole scenes, or the entire lesson. Then, when you are finished developing, you can publish your lesson so others can view it. Because the main use of the Insert tab is to add various elements to an individual slide for engagement, the majority of this tab is grayed out in Story View. You are able to add a quiz, single question, or a summary or review based on the content you've created within the AI Assistant section. If you have selected a specific slide, you can also edit the notes the learner would see to the side of the content window. The audio icon in the Media section gives you the ability to add or change background audio for the user to listen to. Likewise, in the Interactive Objects section, if you have a specific slide selected, you can add a trigger. Triggers are how you will program the lesson to create learner engagement. Finally, the Publish section allows you to preview a single slide, selected slides, a whole scene or scenes, or the entire lesson. Like on the Home tab, you will also be able to publish your lesson using this section. Moving to the Slides tab, you will see we have all options available to us. This is because we are making changes that affect the entire story, or lesson. There are 4 sections: Slide, Quizzing, Record, and Publish. The slide section allows you to add various content slides. This could be based on a template you've created and saved on your hard drive. A slide from Articulate's content library, importing a slide or slides from a different lesson, or just inserting a brand new slide. One thing we've not mentioned yet is that some of the icons will have a small black down arrow or triangle to the right of the icon's name. If you just select the icon, you will receive the icon's default response. For the new slide icon, this means you will get a new slide using the layout of the slide you most recently worked on or have selected in your story. But when you select the down arrow, you will be able to select the option you want. For inserting a new slide, you will be able to see all of the master slide layout options. The second section is the quizzing section. Where the first section was about inserting a new content slide, this section is about inserting a pre-programmed knowledge check style slide. You also have the ability to insert a slide to let the learner know how well he or she did on the knowledge check, and even to insert a complete quiz bank that randomly selects questions you have created. The third section will again allow you to insert a screen capture video slide. The last section is the Publish section. You are able to find the Publish section as the last section on each and every tab. This is one of the hidden strengths of Storyline, the ability to do the same thing multiple ways from multiple places. Moving on to the Design tab, this is where we can initially set the look and feel of the learner's experience. The Design tab enables you to set the dimensions of the content window, provide you with pre-built themes, adjust the general background, and again, publish the lesson. If you or your organization has established a standard look for your e-learning with what the screen size should be, the preferred fonts and approved colors to match your organization's branding, you probably won't use this tab very often. Like the Insert tab, unless you have selected a slide, the majority of this tab will be grayed out. When you are starting a new lesson, the story view will always give you one scene with one slide. You are able to select that slide and start developing what the learner will view. The Design tab has 4 sections: Slide Size, Themes, Background, and Publish. When you select the slide size icon, you will see a pop-up window appear. This window will give you the ability to adjust the dimensions in pixels of the screen size. The higher the number, the more pixels per inch and higher resolution. However, if this is a special situation where a different resolution is needed, ensure you set it here before you insert anything into the lesson. The second section is the Themes section. This is where you can assign a theme, or preferred colors and fonts, to the entire lesson. As you can see, Storyline has pre-built themes for you to use. By selecting the down arrow on the right side of the section, you will open a drop-down window showing you all of the themes available to you. You can also upload a theme that was saved on your hard drive and save a theme you have created for future use. At the far right side of the section are the color and fonts icons. Selecting these icons also open up drop-down windows showing you pre-built options for you to select and use in your lesson. At the bottom of both drop-down windows, you can create your own preferred color palette or create a new font style to use throughout the lesson. The Background section will allow you to adjust the look of the slide's content area. After you have identified your theme, you can adjust the white space on the slide, so it's not just blank space. You are able to add a gradient to the background so the lesson doesn't look flat and boring, or you can insert a background image that speaks to the lesson's message and objectives. Like on other tabs, you also have the ability to publish uLesson from the Design tab. Moving to the next 2 tabs, we have Transitions, followed by Animations. Both transitions and animations perform the same function. They help the learner focus on the information being presented, though they do this in different ways. A transition allows the brain to reset when you are moving to the next slide and focus on the new material, while an animation draws the learner's eye to a specific item on the slide. Because you are applying an action to either a single slide or all slides, the Transitions tab will be grayed out, unless you have selected a slide. There are only 2 sections to the Transitions tab: Transitions to this slide and Publish. Like the Themes section on the Design tab, Storyline provides you with a variety of slide transitions. When you open this tab, you will only see the top row of the transition options. But if you select the down arrow, you will see that there are actually 2 rows of transition options. There is a grayed out Effect Options icon immediately to the right of the drop-down feature. You will have to select a transition for you to use this icon, and each transition will have different possible options. You can then select the length of time it takes for the transition to occur and whether you want it to happen to a single slide or all slides. Because animations are tied to specific content on specific slides, this entire tab, except for the Publish section, is unavailable in Story View and is grayed out. The View tab is the next tab. Like you have seen before, if we haven't selected a slide, then some of our options are unavailable for use and grayed out. The View tab is exactly what it says it to be. It allows you, the developer, to change what you are viewing and seeing on the screen. There are 5 sections to this tab. They are Views, Accessibility Checker, Grid and Guides, Zoom, and Publish. The View section will change the overall view of what we are seeing on the screen. You can switch between Story View and Slide View and adjust both your master slides and the look of the feedback you give a learner following a quiz slide. The Accessibility Checker allows you to go through your entire lesson and ensure what you've created is both accessible and viewable for those with auditory and visual disabilities. Selecting this icon will open a pop-up window and show you what potential issues people with disabilities may have when taking your lesson. The Grid and Guides section has 2 functions. You will not be able to select the ruler, grid, and guides options in Story View, but if you had selected them in Slide View, they will show as checked in Story View. The Grid and Guides icon will open a pop-up window, allowing you to customize a visual grid that will appear on the slide. This grid is just for you, the developer, and the learner will not see the grid. Having your grid and guides enabled is especially useful when you are trying to align visual items on the slide and ensure you have adequate separation between objects. One of the wonderful features of Storyline is the ability to undock the various windows surrounding the slide you are working on. Undocking unlocks the windows from their default locations. This allows you to move them somewhere else on the screen or to a second monitor. This allows you to easier see what you are working on and how everything aligns on the slide without zooming into a specific section of the slide. The Fit to Window icon in the Zoom section looks at the space you have available and automatically maximizes the slide size to fit in that space. This can be especially helpful after you've undocked some or all of your windows, or if you've zoomed into a specific item on the slide and are ready to return to a full slide view. As we have said previously, the last section on the View tab will be the Publish tab. The View tab is the next tab. Like you have seen before, if we haven't selected a slide, then some of our options are unavailable for use and grayed out. The View tab is exactly what it says it to be. It allows you, the developer, to change what you are viewing and seeing on the screen. There are 5 sections to this tab. They are Views, Accessibility Checker, Grid and Guides, Zoom, and Publish. The View section will change the overall view of what we are seeing on the screen. You can switch between Story View and Slide View and adjust both your master slides and the look of the feedback you give a learner following a quiz slide. The Accessibility Checker allows you to go through your entire lesson and ensure what you've created is both accessible and viewable for those with auditory and visual disabilities. Selecting this icon will open a pop-up window and show you what potential issues people with disabilities may have when taking your lesson. The Grid and Guides section has 2 functions. You will not be able to select the ruler, grid, and guides options in Story View, but if you had selected them in Slide View, they will show as checked in Story View. The Grid and Guides icon will open a pop-up window, allowing you to customize a visual grid that will appear on the slide. This grid is just for you, the developer, and the learner will not see the grid. Having your grid and guides enabled is especially useful when you are trying to align visual items on the slide and ensure you have adequate separation between objects. One of the wonderful features of Storyline is the ability to undock the various windows surrounding the slide you are working on. Undocking unlocks the windows from their default locations. This allows you to move them somewhere else on the screen or to a second monitor. This allows you to easier see what you are working on and how everything aligns on the slide without zooming into a specific section of the slide. The Fit to Window icon in the Zoom section looks at the space you have available and automatically maximizes the slide size to fit in that space. This can be especially helpful after you've undocked some or all of your windows, or if you've zoomed into a specific item on the slide and are ready to return to a full slide view. As we have said previously, the last section on the View tab will be the Publish tab. The last tab is the Help tab. Here, you have 4 sections: Help and Support, Community, Articulate Storyline, and Publish. In the Help and Support section, you are able to get specific help from Articulate support or from other Articulate users. The Tutorials icon will take you to video tutorials developed by Storyline or recorded Articulate hosted webinars helping you learn how to use Storyline. This can be especially helpful when Articulate releases a new feature. One of the biggest strengths of not only Storyline, but Articulate, the company, is its community. Articulate has intentionally curated guides, blogs, and forums designed to help Articulate users help Articulate users. The Articulate Storyline section has icons to take you directly to Articulate's website, identify which version of Storyline you are using, and identify what third-party software is incorporated into your version of Storyline. Lastly, we have the Publish section, which has the same capabilities as the Publish section on the other 7 tabs we've already discussed. I hope you were able to learn something from this video. If you enjoyed it and want more videos on how to use Articulate Storyline, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you and have a good day!